Do it! It is I, Plaid Palpatine, and I have come back from the dead. Somehow, Plaid Palpatine has returned. Zzz, zzz, have some force lightning for me and evil Pika. Well, we need to talk about this. We need to talk about something. Get the Book of Boba Fett ready. Let's open it and no, on second hand. Let's not. You know, I can only do the voice for so long anymore. It's really, just aggravates my throat. Hey there, Reverend Sully, Eric O'Sullivan, or Dana on the internet. Thank you very much. A special guest star today was Plaid Palpatine. The caveat, as always, please do not burn your hands holding on to my hot takes. If you do, then that's on you, pal. Let's just be honest about Star Wars for a couple of minutes. This is not a Star Wars video. I don't do Star Wars videos anymore. I don't do celebrity balling for you anymore. That's a Frank Zappa quote. And that's a great cup of coffee. Ooh, just, keep grinding, everyone. Just you're doing it. Keep doing it. But yeah, content versus Star Wars stories. I think you all got stuck with a bunch of content, and you're not getting Star Wars stories. I watch capsule reviews from afar from people in my fellowship, and yeah, they're all like my little sparrows, or for like my spider or something. No, just messed up that Game of Thrones reference. Yeah, I'm glad I'm avoiding it. I'm glad I'm not giving it any time or money or clicks or metrices or and yeah, just Tusken Raiders. All right, the Sand People. Okay, this is where we always just say this is what is Agenda doing? Why are we telling Agenda stories instead of Star Wars stories? Why are we telling Earth stories instead of Tatooine stories? Yeah, I say this, okay, if the Tusken Raiders were treated like a drugs peddling motorcycle gang, something like in Sons of Anarchy, or the Aztec one, or just instead of now, because story needs to be used to advance message. No, story's escapism. Activism is antithetical to escapism. We need some activism in this. We are now turning the Tusken Raiders into a marginalized, vulnerable community that is suffering from being othered. Okay, and that's where I'm glad to be free of Star Wars, because these aren't being used as Star Wars stories. They're being used as social placeholders and to advance a message or agenda. It's not saying that it's bad or it doesn't have its place, but I want Star Wars stories. I don't need to be, preached to. I mean, Tusken explains the brutal demise of Shmi Skywalker. I mean, oh yeah, in a world where you can't have slaves, the slave one, in a literal fictional world where you struggle with that. There was no struggle before the interjection of these agendas, and I wish. And to talk about Boba Fett for a second, I've had issues 68 and 69 of the Marvel comic book, the brass bones, big beginnings of Mandalorian lore with Fen Shisha, and it was a wonderful time. I think I'm definitely not spending time and attention on Star Wars anymore. I did get a 1/6 scale Han Solo frozen in carbonite from Sideshow at a very decent price. When the Empire Strikes Back version of Boba Fett is re-released and redone, I will be buying that as well. I feel that the Han and carbonite would just go so well with a Boba Fett. And I had the Boba Fett action figure as a kid. many, many tub times because he was airtight, that suit. Um, Boba Fett was literally one of my favorite characters and action figures. I was 8 years old when Empire Strikes Back came out. I was 7 going on 8. And that I was a G1 fan. So, yeah, Boba Fett. I mean, this is Disney Boba Fett. Disney Boba Fett's a little different than Lucas Boba Fett. Because Disney Boba Fett has bad posture because he's weighed down with so many boxes that he's got to check off. He can't be the guy that Vader warned, no disintegrations. I mean, he can't be that person anymore because people need him to be something else. Let's have Star Wars stories. I can't enjoy this, but I will say that I will spend a little bit more time and money on some Star Wars related stuff in the future. I don't care about being a hypocrite. I want, but I would not get this version. No, just the repaint with the dark pants and the dad bod. No way. I mean, Boba Fett to me is a bit more, important. And my Star Wars ends with the Rise of Skywalker, and I've walked away, and that's okay. And it's good to have other things to do. I'm finding new things to do, new ways to spend time, new ways to spend money, new ways to spend my fandom. These minutes I have left on this earth, do I spend it constantly worrying about shit or constantly arguing with other people that you're never going to change their minds? The fandom out there is so split in everything that the good guys literally don't care what you think. And they're trying to change your mind, and they're trying to save the world. And we're using Star Wars to do it. And if you don't like that, then you're wrong. You're a bad person. Yeah. Or you don't have to buy that bullshit. But yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. It's just my thoughts on the Book of Boba Fett and passing on this. Something such as The Mandalorian should have been aimed just for me. This G1 fan that grew up worshiping Boba Fett and all this. This is people, my peers are producing this. They're giving us the stories we think we wanted. And I'm very grateful to my childhood best friend, Brian Massey, who is a proud Disney Plus, watcher and subscriber. He watches these shows and the Marvel shows that I'm avoiding, and he likes them. And the turkey's done. Oh, goody. But that makes me happy because he's a smart dude. He's my best friend growing up. We grew up in this, steeped together, in both in Marvel and in more so in Star Wars. So if he is happy with Star Wars, D plus Star Wars, then I'm happy with him. He's vicariously happy for me. And that's I'm happy with that. That pleases me. That there is a G1 fan out there that's getting a kick out of this. He'd be the person I'd want to go to the Galactic Star Cruiser with, you know what I mean? And go check out Galaxy's Edge. But only if the destination was Tatooine. That's up to you, Disney. Maybe someday you'll listen to, the cries of the fans and reap the rewards with our money. I would definitely hang out at Chalum's. I would cry walking in the Chalum's cantina, seeing all the familiar aliens, seeing the band, and hearing the familiar. I can hear it, can't you? Can't you? You can hear that? I can. Yeah, but that's not the Star Wars experience we're being sold. And that's why I'm not buying it. And I'm not buying this either. It's interesting because I have a lot of friends in my Twitter timeline that are Star Wars purists. And there's a big schism in fandom versus newer Star Wars fans. And It's wow. It's very Old Testament, New Testament, I guess. And this is a struggle for a culture, because I remember that Star Wars was very integral in helping me shape my spiritual views, which are my ethical points of views, was the Jedi and the balance of the Force and the nature of the Force itself, and with Yoda-isms and with Obi-Wan-isms, with mentor advices, and appealing to something a bit more, a bit more empowering, something that that has that Nietzschean, rise to power mode to it, than just accepting a better afterlife, venerating a murder victim. I grew up Irish Catholic, and in the Roman Catholic Church, there's nothing. We grow up with hellish images of the suffering Christ on the cross. Lots of different Christians don't have Christ on the cross. They have crosses, crucifixes, to be symbolic, but Catholics have a bleeding murder victim, to look at. Oh yeah, and Mary barefoot in the snakes, and Saint Sebastian with all those arrows. It's bloody terrible. And but thank you so much for tuning in today. Give me a thumbs up if you like this kind of content. Give me a thumbs down if you didn't. Leave a comment in the comment section. This really is not a Star Wars video. I don't make Star Wars videos anymore. So let's leave a non-Star Wars comment in the comment section, and I'll read them on air too. I'll read all comments and questions on the air. Why not? And let me know. Thank you so very much. I hope I remember that. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. I would love to earn your subscription. I make daily content. I'm an ordained minister, and a amateur theologian, and I say let's get spiritual, and we often do. I drink coffee every day. I make a daily coffee book reading called The Golden Age of DC 365. Tune in for some awesome positive comic book talk and culture through a lens of a genre publication of its day. I'm also a professional chef. I want to give you professional level cooking hacks so you can make nutritious, delicious, and beautiful food to share with your loved ones at your table. That would be awesome. If you do, send some pictures. I would love to see. Thank you so very much. May the Force be with you always, okay? And and as Plaid Palpatine would have it, thank you, Plaid Palpatine, for guest starring today. Cheers.